welcome back to the Villa View. Today is the 10th of December, so we're going to open our 10th door in our Villa View advent calendar. So today it's me previewing the massive game at Villa Park, Aston Villa versus Wigan this weekend. Despite me saying it's a massive game, it actually probably isn't for the neutral, as I'm sure Aston Villa versus Wigan isn't one that the neutrals look out for, but for us, it actually is a really big game now, especially after what happened last weekend against Leeds, losing 2-0. Obviously, we were on a really good run prior to that game, and the way we lost was a little disappointing. We didn't make much happen. I don't think we looked at our best going forward. Perhaps the team selection didn't particularly work this time round, which is one of those things that sometimes happens, and I don't think we should be too hard on Bruce because in general, his team selection and substitutions have been excellent, but for whatever reason on Saturday at Leeds it didn't really work. Nothing really worked for us. But now we move on to Wigan, which is a game that we should be winning, especially at Villa Park where we're unbeaten so far this season. As I alluded to previously, the team selection last time out did not work. The Rudy Gestede on his own experiments up top last week, it didn't work. He didn't get the service, you could probably argue, but for me, he's too static to play as a lone striker. He needs someone alongside him, players around him, or he needs to be used as an impact player off the bench. Playing him on his own up top doesn't work, so I'd expect him to be one of the ones who makes way this time round. Also, I expect Gary Gardner to drop out with Jack Grealish coming back into the side. It's not been uncommon that we've gone with a two-man midfield and gone 4-2-3-1 when at home against supposed weaker opposition, whereas away from home we've tried to keep it tighter with a 4-3-3. So I expect Grealish to come in for Gary Gardner, and I also expect Gabby Agbonlahor to come in for Rudy Gestede. There'll be people who'll be happy to see Gabby come back in, and there'll be people who are not at all. I'd probably fit somewhere in the middle. If we're going to use him, which it looks like Bruce is going to, we're certainly going to need him in January with Kodja and Ayew and maybe even Adoma away for the African Cup of Nations. So he's going to need some kind of game time to get him back in the groove and hopefully get himself back on the score sheet. The only other thing to do would be maybe to move Kodja inside and bring Ayew back in. As much as I defended Ayew at the start of the season when I thought he was getting some unfair criticism, I do think he's not been at his best when he has played recently. I think he's one of those players who would probably benefit from, again, an extended run in the side. I don't think it really works for him coming in and out, which has been the way it's been under Bruce. So I would possibly think about bringing him in, but I really think Bruce will bring in Agbonlahor and Grealish. Looking at Wigan, Warren Joyce has come in to be their manager in his first managerial role, and he's somewhat steadied the ship. They're still not a great outfit. They're an outfit that I would expect us to beat. Wigan currently sit 23rd in the league, so this is really a game that we should be stamping our authority on. Despite the fact that we've been on such a good run, we do still only lie 15th in the table, so it's important that we put together another unbeaten run as soon as possible, starting with a big win against Wigan this weekend. Wigan have got a couple of handy players. They've got Will Grigg. It's really difficult to say his name without singing the song. They've also got Nick Powell, the former Manchester United midfielder, and they do have our former left-back Stephen Warnock, who did become a bit of a scapegoat towards the end of his time at Villa Park, where he did put in some suspect performances, including a comical own goal against QPR. They've also got Adam Lafondra, who is a good player at this level, so if he plays, we'll need to keep him quiet because he is a dangerous goal scorer. I'm predicting that we will win. I think we'll probably be too strong for Wigan. I think it's probably a good time to play them because although they've got a new manager, he hasn't had the chance to strengthen the squad, and I'd predict in January with his Manchester United links that perhaps he'll maybe be able to get a couple of loan players in from them. So it is a good time to play them, and this is definitely a game that we should be winning. Prediction-wise, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Villa, with Kodja signing off with a couple of goals. And I also think Jack Grealish will come in and score at Villa Park for the second time this season. The key man for us, I'm going to go with Grealish because I think against teams like this, he should be running the show, and I predict that he will. So yeah, 3-1 to Villa. Jack Grealish, the man to watch. That's all for today for the Villa View, so thanks again for watching. We do hope you are enjoying this Advent series. Remember to go back and check the previous 9 videos if you can. I think they're a good watch, you might not agree. Also, don't forget to subscribe, comment below on what you think the score will be this weekend against Wigan, and as always, up the Villa.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.